four, three, two, one.
Blammo.
Excellent. We made it. Welcome, everyone, to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. It's our sci-fi pop culture news and commentary broadcast. I'm New York Pete, and over there is...
you got it right. Let's see if I get it
the
right.
Tipsy Toaster, my best buddy. How are you?
There you go.
There
Wonder
we go.
Twin powers activate.
Boom. That's
Form
it.
of the most superior human
IFB.
possible.
The form of IFB. So, we have a really great lineup. Welcome everybody to the show. Battlestar Galactica Fan Club. Thank you for being here with us and supporting as usual. George G in the house and Lola, Paul. Let's see, who am I missing? I know there's you. Eric Patton. Hope you're feeling better. Chris Laskowski from Down Under. Erica. And who else? I know there's a bunch of you guys watching direct on YouTube and maybe some of our other social media
Chuck's
sites.
out there trying to put the Thallium fire out.
Oh, hey, Chuck. Thanks for the work, man. Erica, of course, who's going to be with us. Hey, Battlestar Raven, of course. Thank you. Greetings and welcome to IFB. And we're going to have a great show.
We always have a great show.
Yeah, I'm so psyched.
This is your place for anything Battlestar Galactica related, 70s, 80s, a little bit of 90s pop culture, sci-fi, Logan's Run, V, all that cool stuff. We love it. Things that we grew up on, toys that we played with, cards that we collect, fan fiction that we read. It's everything. Oh, look at, there you go. Hang on. Let me get that up full size there, Pete. Hang on.
Look at this.
There we go. And if you didn't get a chance, check out our website. We don't make any, or check out our Facebook page. We don't make any money on it, but we had Factory Entertainment on.
Yep. They were on.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago they gave us a 10% discount code, so you can find that on our website. And 10% off of one of those blasters is $50, which is fantastic if you haven't bought one of those blasters yet. But look at that. It's shiny, it's new. It definitely looks better than the old one I have on my shelf behind me. That's all scratched up and has, I think even the thermos still has tomato coloring in it. But that's better than the weird looking one I've got, which has got the little boxy, smiley boxy one and everything else.
Colonial Warrior patch on there.
What's on the inside? Anything good? Does it have a thermos?
No thermos.
No thermos?
Just there you go.
Oh, cool. Just a perfect place to keep your cards there, Pete.
That's exactly what I'm doing with it. So that's one of them. And then I actually got two. So this one of them is going to be the travel lunchbox. So this will have all our promo stuff and our cards and all that good stuff, all the goodness. And then the other one, I'll just have my, my extra Galactica
your special cards in it.
Collectibles. Yeah, absolutely.
And if you didn't if you didn't catch, it was last week's show, I believe we talked, or the weeks before last show, we talked about the cards. Yeah.
Whoa. Talk about collectibles,
talk
man.
About collectibles that you don't even know that existed.
That's right.
Did we ever hear anything back on that?
Jim, waiting for you to get in touch with us, Jim. You got to try to dig up to see if you confirm if you have that Series 2.
Jim.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Jim. So we're waiting on you, buddy. But I did pick up one of the books that was recommended, and the wrappers, the wax wrappers, the prototype is the one that we showed. It's the one with a Cylon on it. It's supposed to have a Cylon on it.
Of course. Oof. It would not have anything else.
Oh my God, it's so cool.
That is the best-selling part of all of Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't Starbuck. It wasn't Apollo. It was the Cylon.
Oh, stop.
I still have my original Cylon poster that was hanging on my wall. Still got the little points in the corners where I put the stick pin. It was up there from when I was from 1978 until I left for the Navy.
Oh,
Then I
so
got rolled
cool.
up and put in a tube, and now I have it now.
You got to frame that, man.
That, and I still have my original. The other one I had up in my room was the original mirror, like foil, Star Trek original
Oh,
motion picture. The
oh,
worst
that's a
motion
good
picture
one.
of them all.
Yeah, that's a
It's
good
still
one.
there.
That's a
I
good
had that
one.
one tacked up too. I still have that
Oh,
one.
that's a good one. Well, let's just welcome all of the
Yes.
fans,
Well, what are you
right?
drinking tonight, Pete?
I'm having tea.
Teetotaler. Chris
What's the
is.
matter
Oh
with you?
wow, that's.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't
yeah, I
want to
know
go
you
that
got
big.
something really
I
interesting.
do have something really interesting, but right now
Yeah.
I need to fix that because nobody wants to see up my nose. Woo! That thing's definitely right up there.
You have like six
There we go.
monitors and five cameras and like 100 different buttons.
Oh
You got to
yes,
be
I
able
have
to
my button
come on.
thingy over here, and I got
Yeah,
my sliders.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
to my
Your
right
slide
for
rule,
tonight, I have
pocket
a
protector.
Woodstock Brew House. This is a brew house that's close to me. It is the Tipsy
Tipsy
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Did you write that?
Nope, that is the name of the name of the brand. It's 419 was filled at 6.7 alcohol. This is a
Yep.
pretty cool
Lemonade.
brew house. Look at the size of this can. I'm hoping to be able to fill. It's thawed now, damn it. My
Oh,
Klingon, Romulan. Hopefully, get all the way up to Klingon tonight. We'll see.
all right. Let's see.
See if
I'm
we open it up
hoping.
here.
Yes. So
It's the
I hope you
oil
guys,
can, baby.
guys, go for it.
Oh, look at the size of this thing.
Oh
Oil
God.
can night.
What's
Oh,
up, Deg? Oh my God. Look at that. Decadent. Hey Rob, what's up? James, how are you? I hope you guys are checking out IFB, our
that's a
Facebook
lot of fun.
page. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. Uh,
Come on,
our
come on.
unofficial fact checker, Rob Baum, found that there is a movie theater that is screening
And it's close
the
to you,
original
Pete. It's close to
Battlestar
you.
Galactica. Oh my God, I know. It's a double feature. I think it's the Battlestar Galactica and The
And
Last Starfighter.
Starfighter. Yep.
Yeah, so cool. That would be. I never got to see it on the big screen, man. That would be something.
Oh,
Oof.
yeah.
Oh, that would be cool. So yes, Rob, thank you so much for sending that over and reminding me on air. Deg is with us. Deg, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you. So you ready?
Sure. Hang on.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Is
Hey,
Bert joining
Fran.
us?
Fran's up. Yeah, bring everybody, man.
Fran? What? Who? Huh?
Superfan Fran is now. She says, "Yo, guys, yo, back to you, Fran. What's up?
Let me
Cool.
get
Glad you could be on board.
maybe
What do you got?
4. There we go. How to get Bert on? Bert, you got something to toast with or not?
Yeah, he does.
He does. Okay.
Bert's got something. He better have something.
He knows. He knows that he should know the drill by now.
Well, he put him on.
Hang on. I'm
Incense
working on
on.
it.
Imagine Deg. Oh my God. Hey, Rick, what's up, buddy? All right, come on. Press
I'm working
buttons,
on
man.
it.
Just do it like this.
Yep.
Just do it. Boom, boom, boom. There you
Let's see
go.
if his audio works. Check, check.
Let's see if Tiny Bean is not there.
No. You want Tiny Bean on too?
Yeah.
Oh, give me a second. Everybody joins at the last minute. See what happens.
You have so many buttons and so many colored lights in front of you. You're like, it's like the computer room in the Battlestar Galactica. It's like all these like just flashing, red and white buttons or whatever. You're just like mesmerized.
Why isn't Tiny Bean here? Interesting. Give me a second.
Hey, blame
Meanwhile,
the
Pete
Tipsy
will
Toaster for
sit there and
that.
tap dance. Pete, tap dance
Boom.
for us, would you?
I'm gonna show the lunchbox. This is cool. There, lunchbox. Boom.
We can add
This is cool.
call. No, it's not there. Where are you
Yeah,
at?
it
Where are
is.
you at, Tiny Bean? I don't see you on mine end.
No, there it is. Right, it says
There's
factory
Tara. Hang on.
entertainment. Very cool.
There's
You should not be worried, Erica. He won't be that tipsy. He'll be good to go. Hey, Sean, how are you, man? If you guys are not following, you must get on to Battlestar Bulletin Board. Sean Shallow's been putting out some really cool stuff, some really cool
Of course,
fan
Athena's going to
fiction.
rule the fleet, but
Oh, so
She
cool.
falls in
The
love with
stuff
the
is
Cylon, I believe.
excellent. John one, how are you, man? Yeah, the look. This is one of those.
Falling
Hey,
in love with the
Deg,
Cylon?
if you're gonna get one, we got a IFB exclusive discount. Go on to the Facebook page, you'll see it, and very affordable. So this is really really cool. So I
It
ordered
is
gotta get
I
cool.
ordered a
one.
It's
couple
pretty.
of these. I got two of
Shiny.
them. Yeah, it's really nice. I like
So
it a lot.
shiny.
Yeah. All right, so
So,
toast.
toast. As we always say every week, it is important that we recognize that the fans are the people who really fuel the fleet. So
Yep.
this is for you, the fans. Fans fuel the
Fans
fleet.
fuel the fleet, guys. Cheers.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so
Oh,
cool having
nutty
fun.
brown ale. That's amazing. Now I
Yeah.
can fill the rest of it up. The foam's gone down a little bit.
All right.
Oh boy.
Tipsy Swirl. You should tell them to name it after you. Tipsy Toaster. Oh
It
my
was,
God.
I saw it. It's like I had to have it.
Yep.
Oh, I filled it
Fans
all the way up
fuel
to
the fleet.
Klingon.
Amazing.
Oh, you
And
got it.
and if I
Okay.
do happen to finish that tonight, I did bring
Yeah.
a backup beer.
Did you?
And, yeah, and of course,
Is it called rum?
no,
Is it called?
might as well be. It's 9.5%.
Yeah. Golden Monkey. Okay.
Golden
You
Monkey.
enjoy that. Oh God.
Tales of the Gold Monkey, if you will.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Brass
That's right.
monkey. Funky monkey.
Monkey, monkey.
Oh my God. All right. Okay, so since Tiny Bean has been on and we have Bert lined up right after, let's jump right in because I got some I got a little bit of commentary on Tiny Bean's setup tonight. So her slides and picks and stuff. I want to discuss those.
Excellent.
Drum roll. Wait. Oh, I don't have.
Oh
where's it?
yeah,
Oh, it's offline. I changed my-
offline, man.
Yeah, the music's offline. Oh well.
Well, that's because you're
That's
working
all
on the Stranded Warriors. That's a good excuse.
And fire away.
Boom.
Woohoo! All right. Well, hello,
Launch when ready.
IFB. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back to Tiny Bean's Corner, where we discuss new, old, and otherwise interesting things that may not be on your radar, but probably should be. Spring break is wrapping up here in the States, and there's tons of cool stuff hitting our screens just around the corner. So let's jump in. Let me preface this by saying Andor Season 2 just dropped, but I will leave that for our resident Star Wars expert, our IFB friend Chris Fian, to give you the scoop on that one. So let's start with the highly anticipated return of The Sandman. The second and final season will be hitting Netflix this summer, with 6 episodes hitting July 3rd and the rest of the season dropping July 24th. Morpheus, aka Dream, will continue his quests and will be joined by his siblings, other members of the Endless like Death, Delirium Delight, Destruction, and their epic adventures across space and time, traveling to Hades, Elizabethan England, ancient Greece, fairy realms, among other places. Based on the incredibly popular Sandman graphic novel series, probably my favorite. The first season was so well done, really exceeded my expectations. Fans of the novels will not be disappointed, and all signs that this final installment will continue in that vein are quite strong. So, check this one out, Fleet. Prep with the first season, and then jump aboard with me July 3rd. Next up, here's one that is getting a tremendous amount of buzz. Check out the word on The Life of Chuck, hitting big screens June 6th. This one has a lot of pedigree behind it, guys. It's based on a Stephen King short story, but not what you'd think. Remember, some of Stephen King's best works are short stories that are not horror. Think The Green Mile or The Shawshank Redemption. The Life of Chuck falls into that category. It examines the life of an ordinary man named Chuck, and it's being called a sci-fi, genre-bending, life-affirming, philosophical journey. Let's let that sit in for a second, right? Now, Let's add that it is directed by Mike Flanagan. It's one of my favorites here in the corner. He brought us the exquisite series The Haunting of Hill House and the Shining sequel Doctor Sleep. Excellent standouts. It also stars Tom Hiddleston, Mia Sara, Matthew Lillard, and Mark Hamill, among many other notable names. Advance praise is high. I have a feeling this one will be a nice sleeper hit. The Life of Chuck hits theaters July 3rd. Now, Mother's Day is coming up, and I always like to include fun things for the family to enjoy whenever there's a holiday, right? So, how about something comforting, fun, nostalgic, and dare I say, tasty? Some of you may know about my background in all things culinary, so if there's a show that has cooking in it, you bet I am watching it. And this one looks like it has it all. Check out Nona's, coming to Netflix May 9th, just in time for Mother's Day. Nona's is about a man, played by the always fun Vince Vaughn, who after his mother passes away, he decides to take her inheritance and open an Italian restaurant in Staten Island, staffed by real-life Nonas in the kitchen. Now, the Nonas in question are played by, get ready for this lineup, Susan Sarandon, Brenda Vaccaro, Lorraine Bracco, and Talia Shire. So yeah, I'm all in. Italian food and these ladies, I mean, come on, slam dunk. This is going to be a lot of fun, guys. So check this one out with the family on Netflix Mother's Day weekend. And last up in previews, how about a hardcore action film with some great talent involved? Check out Havoc, starring the great Tom Hardy as a tough detective fighting his way through the criminal underworld with lots of action and explosives, no doubt. Brought to us by writer-director Gareth Evans, who also brought us Gangs of London. This one looks pretty intense. It also boasts a great lineup that includes Forrest Whitaker and Timothy Olyphant. COVID and the writer's strike hit this one hard. It's been sitting in development hell for almost 3 years, and it's finally coming. So it's been a long time. But I think it'll be worth the wait. Now, this one hits Netflix tomorrow, so check that out over the weekend, guys. Now, in reviews this week, I hope you've all had a chance to check out Charlie Brooker's Season 7 of Black Mirror, because,
yeah.
wow. Right? Now, Black Mirror rarely, if ever, disappoints, and this season is no exception. The modern day twist on the Twilight Zone, there is one common thing that anchors all of the episodes together: technology, and all of the ways it can impact our lives. The first episode of this season, called Common People, hits that home really, really hard. Of all the episodes of Black Mirror throughout the years, this one seems to be the most disturbingly, chillingly accurate. Starring Chris O'Dowd and Rashida Jones as an ordinary couple when she is suddenly facing a medical catastrophe and technology steps in. In this case, in the form of a sophisticated brain implant that can make a person just like they were before. But, well, there's always a catch. And like any other subscription service, prices go up, service levels change. You get the picture. This one is pretty disturbing, guys, because it is all so very plausible. If you can make it through that one, the next ones are also quite enjoyable. Bet Noir examines what happens when the nerdy whiz kid you probably picked on in school suddenly gets a job with your company. And Hotel Reverie is wonderful for fans of old black and white films, and it really gets to the heart of the films we adore and what would happen if those characters really do exist inside that world, and what if you can join them there? And of course, the big draw of the season is the sequel to the hit USS Callister episode from season 6, starring Jesse Plemons as a computer game whiz who traps versions of his friends and enemies in his own version of the game. That's a blatant nod to Star Trek. Well, the follow-up episode does not disappoint. focusing mainly on Kristen Melody, who made a huge splash in the Penguin series last year, if you remember, and her fellow shipmates trying desperately to escape the game. Very well done, and leaves room for a third installment too. Now, every season has that one episode that really, really stands out and stays with you. That episode this season is called Eulogy. Paul Giamatti stars as Philip, a lonely, isolated man who receives word that an ex has died, and would he like to contribute memories for the eulogy? Interested at first, he becomes intrigued with the tech company when they drop off their product, a device that not only lets you examine old photos, but lets you step inside them. Helped along by a guide played by Patsy Ferran, who is excellent, Philip is forced to remember and re-examine events of a relationship that did not end well, that affected him so deeply that he cannot bring himself to quite remember her face. He even cut it out of all of the pictures he stored away for so many years. And he opens up to how memory is intangible, it's fleeting, and sometimes we don't know the whole of something. Well, let me tell you guys, this one was really something. Paul Giamatti is nothing short of spectacular here. It is a tour de force performance by a master, and it should be required viewing for all actors. His character is not especially likable, but that is not the point. He is incredibly real. There is something here everyone can relate to, and ultimately, it's an eye-opener, but strangely full of hope. This is outstanding filmmaking on every level. So check out the whole season, guys. Tell me what you think. And that is all for the corner tonight. Back to you, Pete.
Excellent. As always, fantastic. I got to tell you, so obviously you put together your segment, Tiny Bean, and then, I transferred it into the slides that we see. So I got to see some of that. I saw Giamatti at the end. I was like, really? He's going to actually be in the episode. I was like, whoa. Because he brings just that, he's a heavy hitter. He's a great actor. And he's not going to be, a frivolous, just, whatever. Talk about just an episode. So I was curious to know. So I definitely going to go out of my way to watch that one on top of the Star Trek one. And the whole season, but I'll be looking for that.
Yeah, it's really something. I mean, it's almost him doing like these long monologues that are just so intense and so well done and so well rounded. It's just mesmerizing. It's really, really, I mean, and it's well written, and it would have been good with, any actor would have done a good job with it, but he's Paul Giamatti. He's one of the best.
Wow.
That's all you can say.
Very cool. So I guess I'm going to jump to the beginning when you started out, and you had mentioned Andor. I've caught up. I've watched the first 3 episodes.
Yes.
I know there seems to be a sense of discord within the Star Wars fans or amongst them.
Wait. No way.
I know, shocker.
I know, Bert, you have a very healthy a love for Star Wars, as we all do. I happen to be a very big fan of Andor. I really, really enjoy, the backstory on how all of it is done, and in terms of building the world building of the Empire and this whole Rogue One, path to where they headed, where that getting those plans and the rebellion and the rebels. I don't know. I like it a lot. It just. It resonates with me. I enjoy it.
It's got Alan Tudyk in it. Something.
I just think it's great. But Sandman, that first season was totally off the hook.
Yeah.
I never really. I remember. I did not buy the comic books or the graphic novel. I
listened to the novel.
Oh, did you?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And it was okay for a little while, but then it started jumping around like different stories, and I was like,
I would imagine.
Yeah.
The series, though, phenomenal. The first season was just phenomenal. I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know how close to the graphic novels or the novel itself it is,
Mhm.
but I really enjoyed it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I
Yeah, I mean it's close in a lot of ways. I mean, obviously there's changes. There's always some changes. They have
yeah,
to, the graphic novels went on for so long. There's so much there.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, if they were to be really true to it, they could be ten seasons easy.
Wow.
So, yeah,
I,
but
you
it's
know,
excellent.
so yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I really, I wasn't too sure if it was going to come back. I'm glad it did. Looking
Mhm.
forward to it. Hope they do as good a job.
Yeah,
You mentioned Haunting of Hill House. Oh my God. Oof.
love
What a
that.
great. Oh my God. The
Love
last one,
that.
right? The
Yeah.
not so they did a couple just a couple years ago.
Mhm.
There was the first one and then they did another one, but the first of that series that came out like I don't know, 3 years ago, was it? Something like that?
Maybe even
5? I don't
five at
know.
this point. Yeah.
It's
It's so
phenomenal.
good.
I
So
highly,
good.
highly advise anyone that likes that, that ghost story thing. Oh my
Mhm.
God, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Loved it.
Mike Flanagan is really a
Oh,
terrific director and
yeah.
he's partnered with Stephen King a few times now, so really, really looking forward to see what he does with The Life of Chuck, which was just this, nice little unassuming short story. It's not scary. So see what he does with it. It's gonna be something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. By the way, just wanted Karen and Colin joined us. Thank you, Chris Marshall. Thank you. Chris is part of the CG team that's we're wrapping up this Stranded Warrior. The CG that him and Chuck have been working on, and of course Tipsy Toaster's been doing all the edits and filling in and doing a lot of heavy lifting. Thank you, all of you, for doing that. Wait till you guys see the final product. You're going to be very, very
Looks very
happy
good.
for,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
I'm pretty happy with it.
it's been a long wait,
It,
but
it,
we're
it could
really,
have been
really
better,
close,
but
guys.
you're your own worst critic half the time. So
Oh, absolutely. So thank you for
we
tuning in
can
with
tell you that
us.
much. We learned a lot.
We sure
Hmm.
did. And we're going to apply that to the rest of our follow-up projects that we have. Speaking of follow-up projects, before we pass this over to our very own Bert-Oliver Boehmer, he's going to bring us into the battle briefing. But Tara, your character from the Tower Protocol Resurrection, there is going to be a second audio drama in the series. There's going to be three of them exploring the world of the Tower Protocol. You'll be starring in the next one. So just letting everybody know now that that's where we're going with this. And so stay tuned. Hopefully, in the next, who knows, maybe in the next, I would like to say the next 2 months or less, we'll see if we can have the next audio drama starring you and your character, Tiny Bean. So that's going to be really, really cool. We get to know more about,
The
who,
backstory.
yeah,
Yeah.
backstory to your character, what was, where she comes from, what she do. This one window, like, a day in the life of, and what made you, and then, it's really well done. Dr. McCauley he wrote that, of course, and
So well
our
written.
team is going to put that together in audio format. So stay tuned. We'll put it out on social media. It'll be on YouTube like the other one, so you guys can follow along. And if you haven't, right, the audio drama is out.
It's
We
out,
have
out on
we
YouTube.
have
Yep.
one up. It's
Yeah.
there. So Shadows of the Desert. So if it's an 8-minute audio drama. Thank you, Ryan Hall, our co-producer, sound engineer that put that together. It's phenomenal. Starring, of course, Jeff Kirkland.
Mhm.
So thank
Awesome.
you, Tiny Bean.
Yeah,
Much
thank
appreciated.
you so much, guys. Fans feel the fleet, guys. Always good to be here.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.
Sarah.
Rawr, rawr.
Bye, friends. I'll be watching.
All right, thank you. Hey, George Zuvalos in the house. Thank you for tuning in, George. I hope you caught that little update we had on the Stranded Warrior. We are this close now to meeting our deadline that
Just
we have to
just
get
a
into.
just a weekend and another day off of work that I'm gonna do.
Getting
So,
close.
That's it. We are very, very close. The scenes are phenomenal. So stay tuned. Bert-Oliver Boehmer is an award-winning sci-fi author who's part of the IFB team, co-producing his own segment here. And we always look forward to this. It's really, really cool. He outdoes himself every time, Bert. Every time you come on, you do it. It's out of the ballpark. I know that this won't be any less, but thank you for taking the time out. How are things going?
Oh, well, thanks for creating no pressure. I appreciate that. And yeah, I feel stressed. There's so much new stuff every time Tiny Bean is on. I'm like, oh my God, I'm falling behind on all these things. Not all of them. Some I follow. We talked about Will Leaf Endor to our resident expert, but yeah, I caught up on that. There are the things that I've watched recently I very much enjoy, but in general, I feel like I'm falling behind on the watching, the reading, and now of course this ecosystem here, you guys are turning out all these new things as well, so it just adds to the list. But I guess it's never boring, so that's a good thing.
Yes, better more than less, I think, because
Yeah.
you remember the days after the original Star Wars trilogy, right? After we had New Hope, we had Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then there was a gap. And luckily that
Oh
Timothy
yeah,
Zahn came and there was like no Star Wars for
for
years.
years. Yes. Yeah,
So
like half a childhood passed
past
by
all we had
without
was
anything
the
new.
collectibles, the Kenner toys. That's all basically right. And then the books. If it wasn't for
Yeah.
the books, Bert, I don't know what would have happened. So
Yeah, I
luckily,
think without the extended universe, which sadly get a little bit thrown under the bus recently, that really filled a lot of gaps, and I think it kept the flame alive for lots
yeah,
of fans, and it was not just a gap filler. It really took out life of its own, and I love the extended universe. There's so many good stories, and there's a part of me that wishes that they had just taken some of the super popular ones and had just turned them into movies pretty much without changes, not even falling back on new storylines. I wonder what that would have done for the franchise and how the fans would have reacted to that. But they're still there, right? You can still get them, read them, reread them. But yeah, for a long time, that was the only thing you had. So you're absolutely right. There's better too much than too little.
oh, agreed. I will say one other thing before I put the pressure on Tipsy. You there was an expectation by our good friend, mediocre modeler. He really wanted to have you on board for the discussion on the ships, favorite sci-fi ships. But he did do a segment with our own John One, and I hope you guys have actually watched it. They went into it, so we had him
Oh, yeah.
here. We discussed it, and then him and John One went toe to toe. And I got to tell you, I would love to play poker with Mediocre Modeler because he can't help it, man. The minute he hears a ship that's not in his wheelhouse, he's like, and I love it. I love it. I
Yeah,
love you,
it
Mediocre
was like,
Modeler.
yeah,
You're the best.
he certainly had favorites, like we all, and some ways like, no, your opinion is false. I loved it too. I
Oh, yeah.
put in a lot of ships in this was my most audience participation in the chat on Facebook I ever had anywhere. I just kept on hacking in ships I misunderstood. I probably put in 50 instead of 5. So I just kept on writing away, and
It
yeah,
was great. It was
most of them
fun.
did not get picked, so it was a harsh episode for me.
Listen, it was great though. We had a great time, and we expect to do more things like that as well in the future. But we want to hear your report, your briefing, right? So Bert's battle briefing is what I think a lot of us are hoping to hear. So if you're ready, and I hope Tipsy is ready as well, we might just jump right in.
Sounds
Yes.
good. All right. Well, as I said, it's always a pleasure to come back. Thanks for having me. And, well, Fleet Warriors, welcome to Bert's Battle Briefing. There's always drinking on IFB, right? So today it might be a good idea to pour yourself a flask of warm ambrosia, because today we're trekking through the snowdrifts. We have sabotage missions, sabotage tropes, with one of the, I think, grittiest ground level stories in all of classic Battlestar Galactica. So I'm talking about the Gun on the Ice Planet Zero two-part episode, an episode that basically asks, well, what if the Dirty Dozen joined the Guns of Neverone on Hoth? It's
good
not
combo.
Battlestar Galactica as you usually see it, right? It's a bit stripped of the mythic tone, and it's more grounded in mud. I guess I should say in snow. And it's ready to blow up a Cylon fortress and using a band of outlaws and a reluctant scientist. And this isn't just sci-fi. It's really classic war movies wearing a colonial uniform. So let's start with the basics first. The Galactica fleet hits a roadblock. Literally, the Cylon pulsar cannon is installed on the frozen hellscape of Arcta. It got range, accuracy, a perfect firing line on the only way forward for the fleet. They can't go around it. They can't outgun it. So they do what every good wartime commander does when faced with a fortress gun. They send in a team of misfits. So this is truly the Dirty Dozen setup, is it not?
Yes.
You take hardened prisoners, you dangle a carrot of redemption in front of them, you drop them behind enemy lines, and then boom. So, let's talk about this team, right? So you have these new characters. You've got Croft. He's like the grizzled ex-commander with a chip on his shoulder, and his wife on the mission coming along. Croft basically wraps up all the singular characters from the Wild Geese and distills it into one colonial. And then there's Thane, sort of the time bomb of the group. He's violent. He's very impulsive. He's always like one blast or mishap away from friendly fire. So he's the chaos guy. And then they sprinkle in a few more tech-savvy rogues, and of course Apollo and Starbuck, the clean-cut heroes we know, tasked with leading this mess. So it's truly classic war movie material and tension, right? So who do you trust? Who's gonna crack? And beneath it all is this layer of moral ambiguity. The prisoners are criminals, yes, but they're also, like everybody else on the fleet, they're survivors. And they're not idiots. Croft's got leadership skills. He's very loyal to his woman, and he got a personal score to settle with the Cylons. So in many ways, he's more layered than most one-episode characters in the series. And he's not the only wild card on this show. There's Dr. Ravachol, the scientist who invented the pulsar cannon. And he initially thought he was building a peaceful energy beam, but the Cylons retooled it in basically a death ray. So now he's stuck on this mountain with clone assistants and no control really over his invention. Yeah, I said clones. This episode drops one of the, I think, most underrated of world-building elements in the series. Ravachol's been using genetic replication to create a population of laborers. They're humanoid, they're intelligent, basically enslaved. The episode doesn't really dig too deeply into the ethics of this, but hey, it's Battlestar Galactica, so the subtext is always there. It leaves one big question hanging in the air. It's like who's really free in the setup? The clones, Ravachol, Croft's team? Or is everyone just another tool built or recruited for someone else's agenda? Galactica, I think it's always at its best when it throws these kind of moral curveballs at the audience. And we also have this in the character of Ravachol, who refuses to help the team to destroy the weapon at first. Not because he loves the Cylons. He's a collaborator type, yes, but he, at this point in the show, is still trying to do no harm. But meanwhile, his creations, the clones, they make their own decision to defy him and side with the humans. And this act of rebellion flips the power dynamic in the script. It's the clones are no longer just background extras. They start to matter. They make their own choices. And to me, again, this is classic sci-fi. You use cloning and tech tropes and all this stuff to sneak in discussions about autonomy, choice, and resistance. Let's circle back for a moment to the war movies I had in mind that I believe inspired all this. So in the premise to the briefing already said the Dirty Dozen, right? So I think that's an obvious one. There are convict commandos. There's redemption through danger. So that one is a given. But we also have the Guns of Navarone. Huge gun carved into a mountain, heavily guarded, right? Sounds familiar. Impossible to destroy from the air. The only way to deal with it? Ground infiltration, sabotage, and of course a dose of betrayal, right? There's always betrayal. And then there's the Wild Geese, which technically is not an inspiration for the episode, as it was released in the same year. I believe it was actually released a month later. So it's not inspiration, but it's a clear product of the same time and the same mindset. That film is all about soldiers who are being used as pawns, right? The mission goes south. The allies become liabilities. People die for nothing. So you feel this vibe, I think mostly in Croft's arc, but also a little bit in Ravachol's disappointment about the situation. So this isn't straightforward, epic space fantasy. This is fairly gritty, tactical, cold weather storytelling. There are no shiny vipers to swoop in and save the day. We just have wet boots and ice burn and bad odds. Talking about the wet boots, one of my favorite details is actually the costumes. They're wearing these thick coats and fur-lined hoods and heavy gloves, and they rarely have like gear specific for a planet, but here they do. So you can almost feel the wind cutting across the faces. I think all the outside scenes are really well done. A bit reminiscent of Where Eagles Dare, so another war movie classic. And it gives the whole show a sense of place, right? The snow, the rock, the cold metal corridors. I think in a strange way, the sense of place here is almost stronger than most in the purely space-based episodes. And it gives this groundedness. And to me, this is what makes this particular story land, literally and also emotionally. So at the heart of it, I think that the gun on Ice Planet Zero is about expendability. The prisoners, the clones, Ravachol, everybody's being used to a degree, right? Either for their knowledge, for their specific skills, or for just propping up the numbers of the team. There's also the arc of redemption in a very Battlestar-y way. In the end, no one gets a medal, or there's no big hug for Madama, You succeed, great. You died, well, we'll remember you. So it's a bit brutal, but it's also honest. And I think for a show that often swings between the grand myth and the space dogfights, this episode is really brilliant because it said, well, war is messy, morality is murky, and sometimes your only choice is really in which direction to fall. So I think next time you rewatch it, I rewatched it this week and I enjoyed it very much. If you rewatch The Gun on Ice Planet Zero, I think you don't just see a silent super weapon and some snow chase. I think there is very pure DNA of classic war movies just under the top snow layer. So you will see the Dirty Dozen climbing Navarone in the Wild Geese are flying air cover. And I always wonder if Battlestar Galactica would have had more episodes, more runtime as a show, would the overall tone have become grittier more often? Would the military action have been less clean, deeds less heroic? Would the mindset have been closer to pure survival? Don't know. What do you think? Well, that's it for me today. Was this open question? Until next time, stay warm, stay alert, and don't let the silence catch your heat signature.
Excellent.
We got it.
As
anyway.
usual.
We have,
oh
we
my
have the heat
God.
signature.
Okay,
There-
you need
Yeah,
to
so
calm down, Tipsy.
This is one of my favorite books, as well as shows.
yeah.
Now the book.
Oh yeah.
We actually reviewed the book one of our first year on
Early
podcast.
on,
We did
yeah.
chapter by chapter,
Yep.
and this was one of the very first actually shows that was recorded for Battlestar Galactica. They were originally this was actually supposed to be number 2 in the
Yeah.
series, and then of course they did all of the little ones in between, and finally got to this one. This was supposed to be where Vulpa became the bad guy for the entire series.
Yeah.
Right.
He was not, defeated at this point, and in the book he flies off, so he escapes, and there's all sorts of interesting things there. And all I have to say about the blowing up of the Ravishal pulsar cannon was it was not. I'm telling you right now, it's all a farce. It was not, colonials didn't come in and do that stuff. It was faulty engineering because it was built by humans to begin with. So the Cylons...
It was built by humans.
It was built by humans, so that's why it blew up, and that's why it had a fault in it, too. So just like the fault in the Death Star, there's always has to be something that they give it to. But, it was all... Yeah, all propaganda. It was there was nobody there. They just accidentally blew up.
Yeah,
Okay.
faulty equipment. Of course, is a very underrated story element that most shows don't seem to use or really put entire story arcs on. I don't know why that is. It's really it should be there. You're right.
That, and we need to know more about the cold cell and examining the cortex.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting information.
That's
what the
very
Cylons actually
interesting.
do when they capture these people. So
Yeah, they go right into your brain.
yeah, they go right for your brain.
Yeah.
Where do those brains go? Do they go into the new Imperious leader?
Of course, there is the sub arc of freeing the prisoner of war, and I think I could have probably easily pulled out another dozen movies who have this, as the main theme.
The Great Escape.
I felt it was the treatment of that story arc it wasn't completely fleshed out, right? So it was kind of at some point Starbuck was like, oh crap, I still got to get my guy, and then they just built this in, and I think there was not a sufficient resolution as to what came out of the mind probe. Did they actually got out of him what
Right.
they wanted
Or
or not?
exactly.
I think there is
Or
no
did they read the
resolution
mind?
to that.
Yeah.
So they were very ambitious was this episode, and they tried to do a lot of things. I think in terms of getting the vibe right of these war movies that some of the audience members might have watched. For others, it might have been a motivation. It's like, hey, this I like this kind of vibe. What else? You know, what else could I watch? I think they did a good job with that. And
oh yeah,
so some of the classics have clearly influenced this, and so I like kind of all the movies that it's based on. So you take something that, you know, is my favorite anyway. You mix it together and you put a science fiction spin on it. So yeah, it's how can I not
I think
like
my World War II favorite would be Bridge Too Far, but
yes, Bridge Too Far is great too. Yeah.
Also, in this one, I noticed that you get to see Dirk actually give a crap.
Yeah,
because you know they're packing up one of his pilots' stuff, and it's like he's not dead, you know.
Right.
So that was a little bit of get to see a little bit of Dirk's acting skills in that, other than his promiscuousness and his you know, the carelessness he always
the
had.
Swashbuckler.
Yes.
Yeah, he has his serious moments, right? And this is what I think makes the character great. He is he can be in some episodes he's 95% goofball and swashbuckler, but the 5% where he just pulls it together, or if it really counts, right, the moments that are really important, he can be quite serious and pull off pretty difficult or dangerous things.
This is one of my favorite, you know, elements, movie, you know, two-parters, you know, show episodes in the whole series. And when they let us see the other end of what goes on, right, the dirtier aspect of the colonial warriors, right, they're not from a race of people that are
infallible.
They're not infallible, right? So you get to see how, you know, Starbuck is, and you see how Apollo is, but is Apollo, you know, the penultimate, you know, warrior because of the family lineage, and he has to, you know, stand straight all the time and by the book because of his father, or are all colonial warriors, you know, cut from that same cloth, and are they you know, at arm's length when it comes to corruption or we don't know. You just take it for face value. You see how, you know, Boomer's character is, and you see Jolly, and you see it, you know, all these others, and they're all basically, all said and done, they're all honorable. So we see, wait a minute, see Croft and his, you know, and Thane and his
criminals.
Crew. Yeah. They were like, they
stole Cylon gold. How dare they?
Right, so they justified it. They were like, screw this. What the commander that they had at the time, he didn't care. So they were going to go and they were going to, you know, fight the Cylons, but they were going to make themselves rich at the same time. And they were under arrest. They were arrested. So it's like, so wait a minute. So there's this, they are free agents. They are just like us.
Then you look at the Ron Moore version. Now, Ron Moore has also prisoners. I wonder if he looked at this episode and said, you know what, there's a prison barge on, so there's actually a prison barge in the 2004 version as well. So I think, you know, there's that there's always a little crossover, and it's funny how the prison barge in this one, and then the prison barge in 2004, Apollo is in the prison barge, our Apollo is in 2004, the Psyche 78, and it's kind of a switcheroo there. It's kind of neat. And then it's funny, somebody said that I don't know why the mediocre modeler said, I don't understand with the vastness of space how they couldn't just go around it. Well, in the book,
they explain it.
Yeah, I can give you more. Heck with it, I'll tell you. In the book, it's not a planet. In the book, it is a very large asteroid ship.
Well, actually, isn't it? It was taken out of, right? Didn't they create the base, and then this whole facility was then taken out of. They destroyed the planet it was on. And so that's what the Cylons did, right? They just took this whole facility, destroyed the planet it was on, and or the moon-like,
Yeah.
whatever it was, and they destroyed it all just so that they could separate the actual
I think you're missing out if
pulsar.
you've not read the book on this one. Some of
It's
the other
really
ones,
good.
some of the other ones match directly up to the episodes.
Yeah.
This one, as well as the original Battlestar Galactica, give you some insights that aren't in the shows. I think it was pretty amazing.
I thought it was great.
You can tell that these are missing, right? So of the strategic premise of it, they can't really go around it.
Right.
Yeah, in space, you're always like, this is the least likely place for that to happen, right? It's so big, and there's so much three-dimensional room for you to go. You can evade just about everything there, you think. There was, I think, the attempt in the very beginning of the show. I believe Adama used the word like they're hurting us somewhere.
Yes,
so
they're pushing
he
them
had
there,
like this feeling about, if we go there, we get attacked. If we go there, we get attacked. If we follow this flight path, we don't. So he already has this feeling they're led into a trap potentially. So, but it's the only chance, right? There's no enemy in front of them, so they just keep going. And with the civilian ships in tow, of course, they're, that's liability for them in terms of combat readiness. So yeah, they just have to do that. So there's a little bit of this explanation, and if you watch the episode with your geeky eyes and ears open and hey, I'm gonna write a piece about this, then you notice it, but it's like 15 seconds at most. And then this is our strategic setup, and now let the action roll, and then you either go with the flow or you don't. I decided.
And one of our favorite devices is in there.
Yeah.
The explosive.
Oh,
the M14 magazine explosive.
That's right. So
which also is in the Stranded Warrior.
The M16. Now. But anyway, the idea
M14.
being that
M14, right?
that Croft, so Croft and his team, like I always wondered,
that would be a great backstory.
Croft, right? Yeah. So Professor Patton might know whether or not Croft was ever, if they ever used him, like, so he did it because, he was redeeming himself, and Adama led him, right? Mm-hmm. So what happened to Croft?
In the book.
Yep.
In the book,
there's no good
there's more
good
information.
rap on the redemption. The redemption is used as it's the motivator.
Yeah.
And again, it's very similar to, actually in that regard, it's also similar to some of the classic war movies, because then they also wrap very quickly after the action ends. Yep. They make it back home barely. Most of them don't. Some do, and then it's kind of the end credits. So it's truly in the tradition of, we don't get full resolution on everything, so it even does that. I'm not sure if on purpose or they were also running out of time after the 2 episodes.
But I thought it was great. Wild Geese, I've watched that probably no less than 5 or 6 times. Another, a great movie, in and of itself. I'm not sure how well it holds up. I think I tried to watch it during, a couple years ago, and I don't know. I think
I would always go home and watch. It reminds me a little bit of the Rat Patrol.
Oh wow, Rat Patrol's a good one.
Rat Patrol show. They always had some good. They had some good episodes in there. But we watched that in reruns when I got home from school.
I remember watching some of that too. But Professor Patton brought out a point. There were scenes shot but deleted that showed one other part of the population was the planners, which are in the book.
Yep.
Right? They're in the book. And he says old men, political figures running things. So Ravachol didn't have to do it directly, and it implied they were doing a lot of collaborating with the Cylons. And that's actually in the book. They get into that, exactly that. We see them briefly, Bert. You see them. Yeah. They're wearing, I think, like gray lines, and they're smaller, shorter than the actual clones. So they're in the background a little bit. But you don't know, watching the show, just don't know what that's about. But anyway, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, there's no time really spent on that. And I think they just left those scenes in because it wasn't too obvious. And if you watch this on the 78, 79 equipment of the, did it have 144 lines TV? You would not notice.
Yeah.
wouldn't see him.
VCR, baby.
Yeah, VCR. You couldn't. Actually, there was another
640
great
by
comment.
480.
Yeah. There was some of the scenes that were shot give it the feel of, like real stock footage used of an avalanche and climbers climbing ice
Oh, yeah.
faces, walking through the
Oh.
blizzard, which added realism. That's right,
Right.
John Repper pointed that out.
Another one of
And
the cool little things
yeah.
was
And
I
the
think
the
a lot
flashes.
of the outside scenes were great. One new detail I noticed, and since we're here with the experts in the chat, the one thing I noticed for the first time was that they referred to the vehicle they had with them as the snow ram
Snow Ram, yes.
compared to the land ram.
Yep.
And to me, it looked smaller than the land ram. Is that true, or was that
think it
just
was the exact same
perspective
thing.
or me?
I think they outfitted it specifically for cold weather so that it had like extra heating. That was the impression that I got. It was basically,
So
the
the toy companies are
same.
missing out. They could have made a snow ram too.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they could have absolutely.
Do the
I
same
thought it
thing
was-
and call
yeah.
it snow ram.
Yep.
Sell the model
Sell
twice. I would have
25,000
bought
more.
it for sure.
They all listen. The actual Land Ram as a toy only came out in Canada, and it's a big time collector's item. Those that did come out, there's not a lot of them. And there was someone that was 3D printing
Yes.
the Land Ram, and I actually have one. He came on, we interviewed him. Great job. And Mediocre Modeler says the two outstanding things that came out of that was the episode was the Command Centurion and Vulpa and the Snow Ram, which
I wish
is
they would have kept with
two
Volpa,
great-
even though I love Volpar,
Oh, yeah.
but I wish they would have kept Volpa going throughout the whole thing too.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question. He was
And then,
supposed to be.
And Pete, being in the army, should know that the patches that were on the
Yeah.
uniform,
Yeah.
the snow
Special
parkas,
Forces flashes.
Special
So
Forces
each one,
flashes.
yeah, each one had
Different colors,
each one of the
different ones,
coats were designated for each one of the characters. They were unique.
Yep.
So they didn't just like buy one color and make everybody wear the same one. They were
Right.
all unique to everybody, which is so cool.
Yeah.
We did a whole offline, Tipsy and I did a whole study, and we dug deep to find which of the actual SF teams those patches were, so that we could actually go get them. And
Right.
and so I have a near complete set of all of those that were in.
And it was nothing to reuse military patches in the show. I mean, a lot of the patches that they used in the show were military, including the Martin's sword shoulder patch that was in that episode, and then some of the the transport ship that was in a Hawaii military one. A lot of the different military ones were kept in that show, which I don't know how they got away with, to tell you the truth. But I guess the military is like, hey, we can't sue them because that's taxpayer money. So I mean,
they were who knows, man. I don't think anybody. They're not prominent, but Professor Patton says Croft's backstory is in the VS project, courtesy of an early story by Lisa Zaza. So there we go. There's a backstory to Croft. I have to hunt that down. I want to read that.
Yeah.
I definitely want to read that. Dragon Lady, thank you for tuning in. If you're still with us, thank you very much. Really appreciate you supporting and coming out on IFB, which you've done before, but thank you. Appreciate it very much. Bert, any final comments? I mean, it was great. Thank you.
Oh, appreciate always being here.
We can talk about this stuff all night.
And I hope there's always a little bit of new stuff. I know many of you have watched the episodes many times. Sometimes it's interesting, and I like to do that too. Just listen to someone on YouTube or some other channel form to just go through something I think I know well, and I always find something new. So I hope I can give that back to the community, so to speak. And you'll find the segment. You've always find something new that you haven't seen before.
Oh, absolutely. And the way, you bring your own actual, analysis, your own, you're a military history buff as well. You bring a lot of different qualities all together and present things that, we've taken for granted. I mean, you watch the show, you think about it, but then when you're able to, it's not easy. Not everybody can do that, is bring these outside factors and bring them in, like you're saying, the Guns of Navarone, right? And bring in all of these great movies that, are probably somehow inspirations, either consciously or subconsciously, to make this, Gun on Ice Planet Zero. It's just incredible. It's really cool. Thank you so much, Bert. We really appreciate it. Hopefully everything, your writing, I know that you're constantly doing other things with your publishing company and your award-winning series. So I hope that, as we continue doing all this, that you are keeping us up to speed with any other developments as a writer that you have going.
Oh, absolutely. There will be news coming up very soon. It's too premature for tonight, but the fleet will get clued in first thing.
Excellent. Yes. Perfect. We love it. Bert-Oliver Boehmer, thank you so much. Truly, truly enjoy your work and your segment. We look forward to having you again. So until then, fans fuel the fleet. Thank you very, very much, sir.
Fans fuel the
Cheers.
fleet. Thanks for having me.
Oh boy, wow. So cool. So cool.
Yeah, one of my favorite
done.
episodes, and I could talk about that one all night, especially since I would have loved to see where the series would have went if they would have kept Volpa as the bad guy.
Yeah, that would have been something. I'm gonna hunt down that backstory
we
fan
try
fiction
to read that one.
Professor Patton mentioned. So tonight we have a new guest coming on to IFB, and the communications officer for the Raven BFC, Battlestar fan club. And so Lieutenant Erika McBee Persianni is going to give us a briefing on what's going on in her part of the galaxy. And we are very, very happy to have her on board. So thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us. And I think it's super appropriate that we do have someone representing Galactica this way, right? We have Mr. Chris Fian doing Star Wars, and we have Brand doing the Star Trek stuff, and now we're going to have somebody that's actively involved in, the associations and clubs, BFC specific. So that's how we're going to hopefully move forward with this. So Tipsy,
I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, let's yes.
That's in close encounter lead.
Erika, how are you? Thank you.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
No problem.
So, bring us up to speed. Tell us about where you're coming from, and then do that whole world building your thing. Tell us what's going on.
I am, as you said, communications officer for the Battlestar Raven with the BFC, under the command of Dragon Lady.
Cool.
And I know she's running around there in the chat somewhere. I think they're checking up on me, making sure I don't give away fleet secrets.
Oh, we have secrets. Oh well, we're gonna
end up in the brig. Be careful.
We just talked about I
might end up in the brig.
We're gonna have to have the the freeze probe thing again. So the brain probe from
the Cylon probe.
Yes.
Let's not give Dragon Lady any ideas. Let's not give Dragon Lady any ideas, shall we? I'm trying to think what you guys need to know.
Well,
everything.
Yeah, run it from the top. I mean, how did you get involved with Battlestar, and your role, and what would you like, IFB followers to know about your, the organization that you're with and your part
I
of
have
it.
been involved with Battlestar Galactica since I was probably 7 or 8, watching reruns with my dad.
Cool.
My first celebrity crush was Apollo, was Richard Hatch.
Nice.
was not Starbuck. It was Richard Hatch. I have been involved with the BFC since 2018 when I found them online through Facebook, actually. Kind of like how I found you guys, was through Facebook. I am with them. I am also a Viper Raptor pilot with the Raven.
Cool.
So I have, you can see them, they're back there, all that stuff. I have been their communications officer for a little over a year, because they didn't have one for a while. But that's really, I'm out of North Carolina.
Okay. So when you say that you're the communications officer, what is it that you actually do?
Everything that Dragon Lady or Rob or anybody in Raven Fleet needs put out, I usually put it out. There are other people who will put stuff out for Dragon Lady, but I usually post it on the different groups on Facebook that I belong to. The Battlestar Galactica cosplay that I'm an admin to, my own Battlestar Galactica page with Serenity Fleet, I post on there so my crew knows. I basically get it out to the different fleets that we have. SFI finds out about it in case they have members in that area. So I'm basically the hub of the communications for the Battlestar Raven.
Okay, so that means that I'm just gonna, you're gonna correct me as I throw this stuff out. So
Absolutely.
I would imagine that you're one of the in that circle that needs to put out conventions, meetings, briefings that are related to BFC, correct?
Yes. I can put out where if they have a convention coming up and I know about it and somebody tells me about it, I can put that out. I can get news out for that, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so you are, you definitely play an important active role in getting the word out, number one. Number two is you participate physically. You actually go to the cons.
I do, yeah. When I go to cons here in North Carolina, I bring my Battlestar Raven stuff. I have 2 challenge coins for the Battlestar Raven, Raven's patch, and their Gunstar Escorts patch. I have those. Those come with me. All the business cards that go to the BFC, the BFCs, Dragon Ladies, the Colonial Marines that are aboard the Raven. I have theirs. I have the Gunstars, commanding officers. I have all that stuff with me at cons.
Okay, so that means, if you go to the con and we see you, we come to you, you have all the contact information for people that want to join, they want to get involved. So you got to give us you got to sketch out a little bit for those, the 1% that are involved with Battlestar, old and new, and IFB that don't know who Raven, right? Who they don't have an idea of who Raven Lady is. They don't know what, so they need to know a little bit about the structure of the organization, the fan club. And so kind of
Dragon
that out.
Absolutely.
Dragon Lady. Sorry. Yes.
Dragon Lady.
I'm putting
Raven Lady.
You could tell I'm
gonna hear about that now.
My apologies. But I'm like,
what do you have in that tea that you've been drinking, buddy?
Not your business, man. Not your business.
I'm pretty sure he's got rum or something in there. Turan rum or something. Dragon Lady is our commanding officer, our president.
Excellent.
The BFC is the oldest Battlestar Galactica and first Battlestar Galactica fan club.
Official, yes.
Official fan club.
Yep.
We are endorsed by the late Richard Hatch. He was a member.
Yep.
Which I think is extremely cool.
Oh, absolutely.
You know who I am.
Yes.
Being he was my first, as I said, my first celebrity crush. They so there's that. They are on. They do have a webpage that you can join to join it. I don't know if I sent it to you guys or not. But there it is. There it is. That is it. It is www.battlestarfanclub.com. You do have to be approved. I am one of the members that can actually approve incoming members. I went structure-wise. We have Dragon Lady, and then it's Rob Hillman, and then it's Leslie Willis, and then it's myself as the top 4, as far as I am aware of, on the Raven.
Okay, so there is a lot of information on the websites. I've been there. Both Tipsy and I are marginally involved, and
I'm a member. I've been a member since it came out. So
right, so we were both involved. But obviously, this is why it's important, Erika, for you to be able to come and pick up that the slack that we it's hard for us to be active in all the groups, but you would bring that to us. So if someone wants to be active and join, right? Mm-hmm. What does that mean? What does it mean that, okay, what do I do? I sign up, and then what? What is there? There's more to it, I know. So explain that.
Okay, when you sign up, you get your email address. We have all that. One of us will approve of your membership, which usually takes 24 hours, sometimes longer, depending on how busy we all are with our real lives. I try to do it if I know about it within 24 hours, if it's a friend of mine. We answer questions if you have a problem with the website. We can do that. Trying to think what else I can tell you.
There's a lot. I know there's a lot of resources.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of. So I know from my experiences being on there briefly, but I know that if someone wanted to start doing the cosplay, that right. Everybody in the community would help you, put everything together, mm-hmm. tell you what to get, how to get, correct?
Yeah. Depending on if you want to do the original series, which I know a lot of people who do the original series cosplay, and it looks incredible. Mm-hmm. I have a friend who does the original series, and he just looks incredible. Eric looks incredible every time I see pictures. He's also here in North Carolina. He's out towards the mountains, I believe.
Yeah, we're.
I do the reimagined. I do the reimagined series, just because it was easier for me to do, and not nearly as expensive.
Hey, you got to start somewhere, right? I mean, what the heck?
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you are I think you said you were a Raptor pilot.
Raptor and Viper, yes.
Okay, what does that mean? How do you get to that? How do you do that?
We can send you the link when you join, if that's what you want to do on your particular Battlestar, on your ship. If you want to be a Raptor and or Viper pilot, we can send you the links to the manuals from the Colonial Defense Forces, from CDF. And there's actually a test you take that you send back that gets graded.
Oh, okay. And so it's not just, hey, I raised my hand, right? You sign up, you get approved, and then I say, okay, I would like to, portray a Viper pilot, and then you would say, okay, tomorrow I'll just add that to your profile. No, doesn't work.
No,
that
you
way.
have to take the test. You have to take the test.
So there's manuals that are set up that you would mm-hmm. read through, and then there's mm-hmm. a test, and then you would be given. Right, you got to earn it. You got to earn these.
Yes.
Yeah,
you got to earn your wings. You've got to earn your wings.
Yeah, which is cool. Okay, so that I see. I kind of knew about that. And then you post up the whenever any of the actors typically go to a con, you guys try to support.
If we know about it, yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. All right. I got to see the Old Man and Katie at GalaxyCon in Richmond last year.
Cool.
So,
all right.
That was fun.
Yeah, of course. I mean, these are the type of things that we enjoy. We like that. So you gotta keep in mind now, whatever your activities are, being that you have. Yeah,
I know there's. Isn't there something coming up really soon?
There is. We have the silver anniversary for the BFC coming up at Comic Palooza in Houston, Texas, at the George R. Brown Convention Center on June 28th to the 22nd.
And anybody going to be there special?
I know of two names that have been released. that I can give you. There are 6 in total, 3 from the original series, 3 from the reimagined series. I know of 2 right now that have been released that I can give you.
Go ahead.
One is Eric Chu from he's part of the crew. He was the special effects artist designer
we interviewed him not too long ago.
We interviewed him.
Yeah. For the Cylons, the Raiders, and the Base Stars for the reimagined series.
Yep.
He has his own website, which is paranoiddelusions.ca. And the other one I have is the actress who played Kat, the Viper pilot Kat, Luciana Caro.
Yep,
will be there. Those are the only 2 names that have been released.
So those
do you know more? Confirmed. Do we need to get?
I do not know. I do not. Dragon Lady has not told me who the others are. I do not know. She's being
Come on, Dragon Lady.
About that.
Come on.
She's being very tight-lipped about that.
Hey, come on. Hey, Tipsy, if it's not confirmed, man, if it's not confirmed, then it is, it's got to be the ink's got to dry on the contract, and that's when you can actually say who's there. So there's a wish list, and we think,
I really love
right?
to know who from the old series is going to be there too. So
I want to know who's going to be in the old series. I want to know who the 3rd for the reimagined is, and who the 3 from the original series are.
Cool.
Yeah, being
very
Texas, cool. I'm guessing.
Yes, it's in Texas.
Totally
it's in Houston, Texas.
Totally guessing.
Yes.
There happens to be a couple of original series people down there that we had before.
Yeah,
so
we can
I'm
probably
guessing
guess
that those might be your.
They might be. Like I said, Dragon Lady hasn't told me, so I'm not part of that inner circle.
Not yet.
Oh, come on! You're the communications officer. You should know all this.
As soon as
take it up with Dragon Lady.
As soon as you get the confirmation, you let us know.
I will let you know.
We actually want to help promote the silver anniversary.
Yep,
Rob Hillman, right? Thank you,
Rob Hillman.
Yep,
is our second yes.
So we want to make sure that we can get the word out as well, so that any of the IFBers.
Will you have the fleet there? The models?
I do not know if the fleet's going to be there. I haven't asked. I'm guessing they have a lot of tables, so the fleet will be there.
Yeah, and then I'm guessing
I can't be sure.
Possibly the full-scale Viper might be there.
And
maybe
the Viper is not. I can tell you the Viper is not going to be there.
It's not.
Team BSG is not going to. No, they're not going to be there.
Oh, that's too bad.
And I know the Raider.
Last I heard, they weren't.
Yeah, Carl and George, right? Yeah. Carl and Schmidt.
Last I heard, they were not going to be there.
Too bad. All right, well, that's okay. So listen,
you need to fly Baz in with his.
Yeah,
we should. Imagine. That would be awesome.
Oh and
I'd go to Texas just to see that.
I'll go to Australia to see that if I can make it.
There's
that's a freaking awesome Viper.
That's actually putting together his own Viper as well. So he's following in Baz's footsteps.
Yep, in Australia
and he's been putting stuff up.
I do know that Raider 1 will be there.
Ooh, that's cool.
I thought, yeah.
Awesome.
Raider 1 will be there.
They finally rebuilt it after I think it was
they're revamping it.
Yeah, Dragon Con was the last time it was alive.
Okay, so
they're revamping that. So Raider 1 will be there, from what I understand.
That's the important piece anyway. Cylon's role.
The whole fleet will be there with Raider 1. So there you go, guys. We got that right from Rob. So
Rob Hillman.
Perfect. Yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
Gonna be fantastic. So all right. So look, we need from you. We want you to be able to tell us all the upcoming events, conventions. Also, if there's any charity stuff,
if you do,
because I know that sometimes you guys are involved with charity. We want you to come back and let us know so that we could put up the websites and we can help support all of those activities. Right? Yeah. Try to get everybody all on the same page, and we're gonna have the fans together. We do that for the Star Wars. We do that with the 501 with Chris Fian, and we have Star Trek that comes on, and so this is the home of Battlestar. So of course we want to help you guys, the big community, the bigger picture.
And
I can do that.
It's so important that being is it right to say this? The redheaded stepchild of all sci-fi, which is Battlestar Galactica.
We are
because you always hear Star Wars, you always hear Star Trek, you hear everything but Battlestar. Battlestar is always.
I hear a lot of Star Trek.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
So it's important that we.
A lot of Trekkies.
Yeah, that we put together the fans. We get the fans together as a group. It's whether you're old or new. it's
Yeah.
just so important to support your fandom. I mean, if we are scattered, they won't listen to us. If we are united, they will listen to us. They will create new things. So that is so important that we look at that and say, hey, look, get on these websites, get involved with these shows, show people that there's still interest in this even the old or the new. It's so important that we have that information out there. We have these groups, we have these people, and I think it would make Richard Hatch and everybody proud that there's still people championing it. There's still people keeping.
We're still out there,
right? We are still there keeping the faith. We're still wanting things to happen. We still, we still collect the Battlestar stuff. There's still stuff being made for us that we need to get out there. Right. I mean,
in case in point,
lunch boxes and
Pete's lunchbox.
Factory Entertainment was just on the show not too long ago, and I hate to tell you guys, but spend your money. I mean, we're not making any money on this. I just got anything.
From a local comic book store. I just got Apollo, Richard Hatch's Apollo figure.
Yep.
Cool.
It's so important that we buy
these things. Its original packaging.
Yeah. Oh, that's important.
See if I can find it.
It's so important that we buy these things and keep
keep supporting and promoting.
Keep supporting and showing that people are still involved in it. Then Hollywood will listen, and the toy companies will listen, and those kind of things.
Yeah.
So, what do you got? Let's hit. Hang on, let me get you full screen here. Full screen and bammo.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, that's.
That's
cool.
the. What series is that?
Richard.
Yep.
That was.
I don't know which.
Cool. What's the company on that one? Mago? Not the Mago.
No, that's not Migo.
This is.
That's
so
Joyride.
Cool. Joyride.
Yep.
Yeah,
Joyride
limited
edition.
Limited editions, man. I mean, they're not numbered, but they didn't come out with a lot of them, they're kind of hard to get. That's a nice
the original
one.
Blaster is limited edition from Factory Entertainment. So
one of my Star Trek friends was at the store and he saw it and he took a picture. He's like, "Look what I found!" And I was like, "Oh my God, it's Apollo!"
Nice, very cool. As a matter of fact, Rob Hillman just said that 2 6-foot-long Colonial Vipers will also make it. Will make its debut.
They've been working on them for
the 25th, so that's cool. Excellent.
Okay, those will be there. Both of those will be there. I forgot about those.
Look, it's the first time you're on, Erika. We thank you so much for taking the time out and being brave enough to come on and do this for us. We look forward to you coming back.
Definitely.
Right? We want you to, so as
we want to support. I mean, that's what Fleet Broadcasting. We are set up as Battlestar Galactica, people, and we do everything in regards to 70s, 80s, and 90s. But Pete and I met due to Battlestar Galactica's original series, and we actually met we were supposed to be doing.
We got a scoop. We got a scoop.
What's that now?
Yeah, they call March Christmas.
Super fan, Fran. Yo Dude's Hallmark's Christmas ornament brochure is out there selling a Cylon Raider Christmas ornament. So we got to put that up now. We got to get it up on the website.
We got to get them on the air. We almost got them on last year.
We got to get them on, man. Dragon Lady, Rob Hillman, Erika, thank you so much.
Please, and don't forget that we're super fans in regards to we're getting ready to put a fan film out shortly. So if you go to Stranded Warrior on Facebook, you'll see our homage to our fandoms. But the Battlestar Galactica fandom, and that's just the tip of the iceberg in regards to the trailer, the movie, the video, the 13 or 14-minute. I know it has to be
short
under 15.
That we have.
The short is coming out soon. I'm in the process of editing it now, and it is fun, amazing.
Oh, it's going to be. If you guys,
I did get goosebumps on one scene after I rewatched it. So
if you haven't seen the trailers it's up. It's on YouTube.
Spread it
it's
around.
On our social media.
Let people know
it's
one interest. We're not making any money on it either. So
you can, but we don't.
Yeah, it's a fan thing.
We've
won. We'll make sure it gets out there.
12 international film festivals. We've done really, really well. Got a lot of good recognition. And the idea was to send this out far enough and wide enough that people that haven't seen Battlestar Galactica, whether the old or the
Or the new.
new,
Yep.
right? Because there's
And
been
we
enough
in
years
ours we
that
mixed them both.
yeah, we kind of we ended
Yep.
up mixing it up.
And we mixed in Caprica too.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
we got that out so that people can, hopefully other generations and just people that have never seen Galactica get to see a little bit of, what that is and where it comes from, and maybe they'll go back and they'll watch whatever series they want. And that was part of the goal. It's a showcase for Galactica. Again, you guys have heard me say this many times. There's plenty of Star Wars platforms, plenty
Yep.
of Star Trek platforms, plenty of all the other platforms, and Galactica's missing, so we're trying to fill that gap a little bit
Yep.
with some of the media and some of the the films and some of that stuff. So
Yeah. And as a matter of
thank
fact,
you
I think
very much.
Jack Stauffer will be on
Yeah.
show is it next
Next.
week or the week after next? I can't remember.
Yeah,
One of the
and
two.
the next
Yeah,
one of the
he's coming
two,
on the
Jack
show.
Stoffer will be coming on
Again.
Yeah, again,
Again.
and great guy.
Let's make
So
sure I see that.
thank you very much, everybody. Erica, we look forward, like I said, we look forward to having you back again, right? We want you to come on,
Yep. It's important.
and just give
really
us those
is.
briefings. Give us the briefings, give us the info. We
Absolutely.
get it all up and we share it with all the fans. So keep up
Absolutely.
the good work, and we'll do our part of it, and it's great.
Yeah.
Tipsy, do we have any do we have
Anyway.
anything else?
No, I
mean-
just want to say really look forward to working more with Battlestar Galactica fan club and
Oh yeah.
and the fans. It's really
Oh, yeah.
it's all about the fans.
Right.
And working with them in the future and hopefully getting more people involved in different things. Come on, guys, get
Yep.
out there. Let the people know that you this is your fandom, this is your love.
Yep.
If you don't do that, they'll never pay attention to us again. And face it, we all have a shelf life. So we're looking at 1978. We're looking at 2004. People are outgrowing us. We need to
Oh, yeah.
make sure they recognize that there are these are still available. These are fantastic shows, and this is a viable.
and deserve our attention.
It's viable. It deserves our attention, and it deserves Hollywood's attention as well.
Yep.
So thank you so
Yep.
much for what you do in regards to getting those fans together and getting people involved, as well as the entire as well as everybody else inside of the Battlestar Galactica fandom. There's so many different Facebook,
The rest of the family.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Facebook groups and everything else. You are all out there, but
We
thank
are.
you so much. And it's because the fans do fuel the fleet. So thank you again.
And as Dragon Lady said, just keep the faith.
right.
So
How do you say
guys
that in
out
Greek
there,
again?
Krata timpisti,
Krata tempisti.
right? Keep the
You'll
faith.
see that again.
That's
shortly.
right. That's right. So, guys, here's to you.
Here's to you.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Fans
Erica.
Fuel the Fleet, everybody. Thanks for tuning
Down a
in.
little bit
Don't
here.
forget to give us the likes and keep watching.
Yep.
Take care.
Take care. Thank you, Erica.
No problem.
Only have a little swallow left. And you know what that means. Got to break out the golden monkey.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, you're signing off?
We're not signing off yet?
It's only 9:30. Not even 10 o'clock yet.
What is it? An excuse for? Okay, guys. So
It's more beer, baby.
more beer. So that yes. Anyway, all right. Well, since
You're ready to. Wow, geez.
Tipsy's insisting on we. Okay.
Encore, encore.
Oh boy. All right. Well, so guys, we wanted to really, thank
Right.
you for
Well-
taking the time out, hanging out with us.
And, we can talk about what's upcoming. So we have Jack coming up.
Yep, we got Jack coming up. We have some authors we're working with.
Yep.
Crystal Lake Publishing. They've sent us some of their authors' works. So we're going to be going over that and inviting the authors up. We also have a pending project that we might be able to discuss later in the year with Crystal Lake. And Dr. Macaulay's got a bunch of projects that are moving forward very, very quickly.
And I think we should have Brian Payon on again shortly. I met
That'd
him
be
at
cool.
AwesomeCon.
Yes,
He
we
has a
have.
new book out that I've been kind of skimming through. He actually stayed in a
Haunted jail, was it?
haunted prison in Missouri, and it was for
Yeah.
like 3 weeks he stayed there.
And he was
wrote this
writing.
book.
He was writing. He actually
Yep,
wrote a
wrote this
book.
book
Yeah.
during-
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have the book. It's not available yet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's not available for sale yet, but
okay.
I have the book because I saw him at AwesomeCon. So
Cool.
it's pretty cool. That and the back end of that book also has a journal that he wrote while he was there.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Cool.
kind of cool.
Well, let's see.
And then I did interview with the coffee company that Merlin's Munchies.
Yeah.
I was there, so I actually
Cool.
did an interview with them, so that'll come up soon.
Very good. Eric, thank you for joining us live. We are wrapping up IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. We had great segments, right? So we started off our show tonight with Tidy Bean Tara, followed by Bert's Battle Briefing. Bert-Oliver
amazing.
Boehmer, award-winning sci-fi author. And then, of course, we had the communications officer from Ravens BFC. Erika came on, and we kind of ran down a little bit of what that means and the organization, and we put up
Hopefully we can
the
get
site.
Cherry on maybe in a month or so.
Yeah,
to
we have
talk
Dragon
about
Lady
it.
would be
Yeah,
great if
Dragon
we
Lady
can
fun,
get
yeah.
her on. Yeah, and even Rob Hillman too,
Yep.
just so we can really cement
fandom,
more of get the BFC and get that going. Superfan Fran, what did you put up here? Battlestar Bulletin Board is
Yep.
debuting a fanfic
Yes,
series.
it is with Athena.
Yes.
Athena's is in charge of the fleet, which is
Yeah,
of course.
and we gotta try to get that. We gotta make sure we follow Battlestar Bulletin Board, and let's make sure
Actually,
that
we should have him on to talk about the book. I mean, are the fan fiction?
Yeah,
kind
of course,
Kind of
absolutely.
an overview. Not we don't want to spoil it, but maybe just like a quick.
Yeah,
overview.
that would be a great idea. I would like to do that. Oh, so Erica says we have to mention the XO of Battlestar
Steve Tweed.
Raven.
Yep.
It's Steve Tweed. Yes, so
Is it
thanks
Steve,
to
the
Steve
voice
for
Tweed, if I remember correctly.
yes, I think so. So thank you. We've had conversations. We've met.
Yep.
We've talked to
We've talked to
just about
him.
everybody.
Yeah, we met them
yeah,
all up at.
we've had private
what
conversations.
was it?
So
Awesome Con. It started with an A.
yeah, so
Allcon. Back in the
Allcon.
day
Well, yeah,
before
back
COVID.
in the day. Yeah,
Before
five
COVID hit
and a
and
half years
canceled
ago.
Allcon on us.
Everything.
We were there, but nobody else was.
Yeah, nobody else was. So yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. And so we want to make sure that we do our part, that we give back to the fandom. So there's things going on
And
with projects.
There's fans
so
still fueling the fleet. There's fans
yeah.
still creating. There's fans still doing things. I hope we inspire with our fan film
Yeah.
more people to do fan films.
Yeah,
That would
absolutely.
be amazing. I would love to see some more fan films.
well, Mike Gaudreau
Mike Gaudreau
is
did
working
a fan
on a
film for
project.
2004, and he's supposed to be doing another
Yeah.
project. We need to get him on to find out where he's at with that.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh,
he was
that's
supposed to be filming some of that. I was kind of
he,
curious.
he supposedly was. We actually did the
we
world
did the
debut
world premiere of his,
of his first fan film.
and it was ambitious. I think it was an hour
Oh
long.
heck yeah! I mean, he did it running gun, and he would go to cons and recruit cosplayers to come
Just
on and
real
do
quick videos and stuff like that. And
yeah, he did it.
we learned
man.
a lot.
He did
so,
it. Oh
yeah.
my God, so cool. How long is the Stranded Warrior?
Roughly,
Fran, it's
can't be more than 15 minutes.
it's gonna come in under
Right now
15.
it's 13 and some change, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk Pete into a couple more scenes. We'll see. I can't
We'll
get over
see,
15 though.
it's gonna come in under 14 so that it can be competitive in
I
the
said under
festival
15.
circuit.
14
Under
or
15.
You said
15.
14 there.
Well,
Under 15, right?
Well, listen, there's I'm not, come on. I wanted to try
we
to
can
get
sneak
it
in
in.
another scene or two.
Yeah, I want it to be 11 minutes, but obviously that's not going to happen. So it's got to be the shorter guys.
Fran, it could have been 30
unfortunately.
minutes, but
Well, yeah, then it's not going to be
It's not gonna
competitive.
work
It
in-
won't fit into a time slot. The
And
festival
we, and
circuits
Fran, we
don't.
discovered that was we ran into some challenges in regards to the filming piece of it. So
Yeah,
we
there's
learned a lot.
We learned a lot. So there were other constraints to how how and what, but we've come
It's
to a decision
it's come out good.
that
Yeah.
we
But
would
what we do have
yeah
is
we have enough.
amazing.
Yes, but we have enough to put a director's cut together. So it'll
Diana
be
scene.
made up. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So this is the festival
Zuvalosa
cut.
scene. That
Oh,
literally, I just finished that one not too long ago,
Yeah.
and it does give
Yeah.
me goosebumps.
Oh yeah. No secret director's cuts. Well, no, there
Maybe
will
eventually.
eventually, yeah. The goal is that eventually we would actually put out a longer version of the
I would
Stranded
think it would
Warrior.
be fun to do just the Stranded Warrior, and have the all the information and all of the stuff that went in behind the scenes. The why did
How-
we pick
yeah.
specific collar devices?
The making
why,
of,
the
you know,
making
like a
of why
documentary thing.
Eamon is
Yeah, yeah.
named Eamon. Why
Yeah.
all the different
Which is something that
characters'
we
names.
wanted
Yep.
to do. So we'll see. Like this
Yeah.
is first we got to get this one done. Once this is finished and it's out, and hopefully we the goal is to get it into festivals. We want people to see it, including conventions, right? So the convention circuit is a whole other animal and beast that we want to get this into. And I say it all the time.
And our goal
Star
is to
Wars
actually
and
get
Star
people
Trek
involved.
are everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
right?
to
It
show
even-
that there's still there's
still
stop your
Galactica.
Star Wars crap. Stop your Star Trek stuff. There's
and
Battlestar.
and
Do it.
superheroes. There's plenty
Yep.
of Marvel
Oh, yeah,
and,
there is.
and
Yeah, I
DC
forgot about
that
those.
they do those, right? So there's plenty of fan films just on that, and there's plenty of it. But there's really
And there's some fan films for Battlestar, most
Right.
of which are not live action.
they're not live
They're
action.
fantastic. Oh my
Yes,
God, they're fantastic.
but
3D.
they're not live action.
Yeah.
And a couple that they did do that exist are more than 10 years old.
Oh,
They're
easy.
way more than
Yeah.
10 years old. And so we want to try to,
I think the last
pick up
one
on
was
that
2000,
and
which is 2025.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
long time ago. So yeah, let's see. You need a
There's
companion
also,
journal.
we'd love to
That's
do.
right,
We'd
Fran.
love
We
to
need
do.
a companion journal.
Another thought we had was with the video that we have, take still shots and create a
Magazine.
not a magazine. What's it called?
Well,
photo story.
Yeah, it would be if we did it in like something like maybe Chris, if we did it like this,
Yeah,
like this size
yeah.
instead of like a novel, more like this.
Right. A
I
photo
think it
story
would
was
be
kind of
more.
cool, 'cause
Yeah, it'd be like
Battlestar
that.
Galactica had a photo story, and I
Photo
think
novel,
we could do
yeah.
a photo novel, photo story for
It
Stranded
wouldn't-
Warrior. That would be the easy button.
It
That
would
really
be,
would be an
but
easy button.
it would be better if we made it bigger. We could really. I mean, it would be really
They're
cool.
bigger. Like
Yeah, like I envisioned this magazine size like this.
Oh, yeah,
right? Like a
easy.
like this. So it would be this big.
8.5 by
Right.
11. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now you're talking. We could. It
Yeah,
would
the
be
photo
really
story
cool.
novels that Battlestar had were just like the regular novel
Yeah,
stuff.
it'd be too expensive. It'd be easier if we did it the other way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
That would be
see.
an
We'll
easy
see,
button.
guys.
We could do that. Yeah.
The
It's
RPG, right? Doc
Role-playing games
McCauley
out there. Yep.
created a role-playing game for the Stranded Warrior, which we
played
did
that
play,
online.
and some of you guys hopefully have downloaded. It's free. It's a free PDF. So that's out there. So yeah, so we're trying. We're trying
Yep.
to make sure that we have
Trying to
an
reignite that fire out there.
a footprint, a permanent footprint that continues living on, Battlestar Galactica related. So there you go.
There it is. So
Yeah.
we're here for you. We're here for the fans, and we are fans. So that's the important thing.
Oh,
reading?
John Repper says when Stranded Warrior debuts at a con, you two should be ushered in by a troop of colonial warriors. Now, wouldn't
Silence.
that be awesome?
Silence.
That would be freaking
Silence.
awesome.
Silence.
Oh my God, that would be so cool. It could be done. It could be done. As a matter of fact,
Yep,
John, I'm glad you brought that up. There is some talk about an East Coast convention, not in New York, that it might or is thinking of bringing in some of the original cast, as many as they can afford, and then reaching
I wonder if
out
we could.
to bring the
We couldn't raise
cosplayers
money
and
for that,
stuff.
could
So
we?
no,
No,
that I
'cause
don't know that
Yeah,
that's
that's a profit thing.
yeah.
We can't do that.
So yeah, there's a conflict of
Yeah.
the convention people and whatever.
That
But
not for profit IFB and profit
yeah.
convention.
So yeah, so I don't know. So for next year, we're talking 2026. There's a possibility that over on the East Coast there might be a medium-sized convention that is looking to do a Battlestar Galactica related element in their convention. And if they do, we will be a
We'll
part
be
of that.
involved. Yeah.
Hopefully we will be able to reach out then once things are solidified. We'll reach out to BFC. We'll reach out to all of CMOD and everybody else that's out there.
Yeah, I was
Plus
disappointed CMOD
all
didn't show up at AwesomeCon this year, but I'm sure that they'll
yeah, I
be
mean
next year.
it
I just
there was a
yeah.
lot going on.
Yep.
Lot going on. Conventions are thinking twice about how
Giving
they
free
support
spaces. Yeah.
free space. It's at a
Fan groups
premium
are
and there's
not
expenses.
501st. Sure, no problem. Battlestar Galactica. Who are you? How many
Well,
people are you
you
going to
know,
draw into our? No.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
It's all
formula
about the
is not the
ducats, baby.
same. It is. So anyway, that's what we're doing. What we do. We love it. We love you guys.
Yep.
And Tipsy, I don't know.
I
I think that we've kind of
fine.
put the word out.
Yeah, we've come to the best we could to get the word out to as much as we
Yeah,
can.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. So we have a CMOD ship show at Congregate here in North Carolina.
Oh.
Exactly. Right. That's the whole thing, is to try
Yep.
to get it all together so we could all kind of fit together and promote. All the others are doing it, right? The 501st, they got the best model. And then there's, Star Trek, of course, lives through its local and international, and they have, various types of organizations out there, and they're well organized as well.
Yep.
LA away team, the New York away team, they do a lot on East and West Coast. So, Galactica has to kind of stay together. So, yeah, looking forward to everything.
For that small group that's gonna make a difference.
Absolutely.
So, anyways, we will be back. Don't forget to hit the like buttons if you haven't done that
Yeah,
so far.
please,
Follow,
please.
especially on YouTube now that Facebook
Yeah.
is pulling down all of our
The
live shows.
archive. Yep.
So we
no
have
more
to actually archive those onto YouTube now.
on the YouTube.
So Pete's been working diligently to get those back over to YouTube because Facebook
Yep.
is going to delete them soon.
Yeah,
So
we
if
have
you're looking
another
for all of our
5 or
shows.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're looking for all of our old shows, go over to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and follow there, so you can find them there. But Facebook is great. We still have a great audience on Facebook. Still have a good following on Facebook. They just have just made the decision to stop keeping the recordings of the
No
live
library.
shows.
Yeah. So all the live
Non-live shows, no problem. So I guess we could just upload
The-
our shows if we had time.
Yeah. 30 days. They basically told us that Meta keeps live shows for about 30 days before they take them down. And now they're starting to catch up real quick. They're pulling down all the archives, all the older shows. We've been on for
We've
5
been on for
years.
5
So
years.
everybody, I mean, this is everybody that's on Facebook or Meta. But we have all of our stuff over on YouTube. So if you missed the show, you just go over to the YouTube channel, Interfleet Broadcasting, and you can catch all 5 years, 5 seasons of all of the shows that we've done.
Yeah, Matt Bush. John Repper is looking for the one for Matt Bush. I think that was that was 2 times we had Matt Bush on.
Yeah, we had him 2 times.
We had him on this year,
Yeah,
I believe, for Aladdin, and then we had him on a year ago for Aladdin, or for his Aladdin show as well. So, and he was so nice to send us swag for that too. And I've watched the show, and Aladdin thing was amazing. Plus, his artwork for the Battlestar Galactica cards Which ones were those? VFX,
Artifacts, the artifacts ones. Yeah,
artifacts
he
ones.
did those. But he'd actually done some of that artwork. He had been commissioned decades previously for some fan books that had
Mhm.
been written, fan fiction. So he'd done covers and some posters and stuff. So yeah, we
And
had him
one of them
on.
was
So
Franz.
yep, one of them was
Yes.
Franz. Video files, Professor Patton, I believe, as far as we
Only the
know,
live video files,
yeah,
not video
anything that
files,
is pre-recorded, we
and
would,
uploaded.
that, and yeah, pre-recorded, uploaded to the best of our knowledge, it stays up. Anything that goes live though, it gets taken
Yeah,
down.
and a lot of our
So
stuff we've been
YouTube
going live every Thursday.
live.
So every single one of
So
our shows
yeah, we have
are live
hundreds and
shows.
hundreds of
So
shows.
we had to,
Absolutely.
or Pete had
Yeah.
to take those down, which is thank you, Pete, by the way.
Yeah, we did. I put up, so I got another, I think I'm down to the last five that were missing from our first season that are really cool to
Wow.
watch. So
I watched
yeah,
our first season shows. I'm like, wow.
half hour.
Yeah,
First
half
first one was like a
hours.
half hour. We were
Yeah,
on
we
for
were
just
like
a half hour.
we were just dipping our toe into the whole thing.
That
So
was so cool. But anyway, all right. So I think we have actually
we have now
wrapped
come
up.
to
We have a
almost
good
10
wrap.
o'clock. So I'll let you go this time, Pete.
All right. So
So
yes, I have a shuttle to catch.
you have a shuttle to catch, yes. But anyways, thank you for joining us. Once again, hit those like buttons. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. I don't think we have much of an X or Twitter account. We don't broadcast on X anymore because they want money, and we are a not-for-profit. So,
Correct.
anyways, so we don't broadcast on X. We do broadcast on Twitch, which really sounds weird to me, but we do broadcast on Twitch as well sometimes. But that's taken down almost immediately afterwards. So Twitch is mainly a gaming thing, which, hey, who knows? We maybe do some Battlestar Galactica old school gaming.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. It is important that we remember that the fleet is only moves forward by the fans. So keep buying stuff, keep watching things, keep watching us. And once again, we don't make any money on this, but we really do thank you, and we really do appreciate the people who are here because we love to talk this stuff. This is, your notes on the sides, your quick. That's important to us. You are important to us. So, anyways, it's the fans of Fuel Fleet. And Pete, you got anything else?
I just want to make sure that Commander Kane, Paul Rotter, thank you for supporting
Yep.
and keeping Colonial Warriors up and just being here with us all the time. So thank you to everybody, to all the fleet. Fans fuel the fleet, guys. Take care and keep the
See
faith.
you next Thursday. Take care.
Yep.